I just published my 200th episode of my podcast called Journey of a Fearless Female. And here are 5 things I wish I knew before starting my podcast. Number 1, it is so important for you to be consistent. If you're thinking about publishing a new podcast, just know that there are 2.5 million podcasts that are right now registered with Apple Podcasts, and more are being registered each day. Out of all of those 2.5 million podcasts and more and growing, only 450,000 of those are active. So if you are starting a podcast and you tell your audience that you're going to drop an episode either weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, make sure you keep with your schedule, because statistics show that most people who listen to podcasts listen to 8 shows at a time. So if yours is the one you want them to listen to, make sure that you stay consistent on the day that you promise your audience that you will publish an episode. I promise my audience that I will publish a new episode every Monday, and every Monday there's a new episode on my podcast. Number 2, record both audio and visual. When I first started, I only recorded audio because I didn't want to be on camera, and now I could kick myself because most people who listen to podcasts also listen to them on YouTube. And now I'm slowly growing my channel. I've just actually this year been more intentional about putting my content on YouTube. And if you do, after you hit certain criteria, I think it's 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, you can actually monetize on YouTube. So if you're thinking about publishing a podcast, make sure that you're recording the visual also and you're publishing it onto YouTube. You could also use the visual clips so that you can promote it on other social media platforms. Number 3, make sure your audio sounds good. If you've ever listened to a podcast where it sounds tinny, or it sounds really bad, or the voices are muffled, or it's too low, the audience, the person that's listening, is probably just going to hit close and go to the next one. I know I've personally done that. It's really hard when the audio is bad to listen to a podcast for 30 to 40 or even an hour. Number 4, be your own fan. No one's going to know about your podcast if you don't talk about it. And that was one of my biggest regrets. In the beginning of my journey, I would tell nobody that I had a podcast. I was so embarrassed and I didn't want anyone to criticize me. And I wish I would have told more people. So be your own fan. Tell everyone. Don't hide it. Everybody needs to hear your little voice. So make sure you're your biggest fan. And the last, number 5, is don't wait for your friends and family to support you. You're going to be waiting a long time. So trust me when I tell you, you will find your tribe and they will support you. You are going to be amazed at how many strangers actually reach out and thank you.